Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellen and I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Canada. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always sticking around, and if you're new here, please do not make it your last time here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So today's video is going to be about my relocation vlog and how I became a permanent resident of Canada. Disclaimer, I am not an immigration consultant, neither am I an immigration expert. So anything mentioned in this video is based off my experience. So you still have to make your own research because things get to change. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So I landed in Canada on the 11th of July 2022, and I came into Canada through the spousal sponsorship. So what the spousal sponsorship actually means is that a citizen or permanent resident of Canada gets to sponsor his or her spouse or common law partner to become a permanent resident of Canada. So in my own case, my husband was a permanent resident of Canada and he sponsored me. So yeah, you get the memo. So he came in through the study visa thingy. So he transitioned from being on the study permit to work permit and then to becoming a permanent resident. So that automatically made me a permanent resident now. So before anybody can sponsor anyone in Canada or into Canada as a permanent resident, they must be eligible to sponsor, and there are some things that you have to check if you're looking into sponsoring someone. For example, you must be a citizen or permanent resident of Canada before you can sponsor someone. You must be 18 years and above. You must not be married to anybody elsewhere, and you must earn a certain amount in income before you can sponsor anyone. So when myself and my husband decided to start the application, the first thing we did was to get married legally, because for the application you need your marriage certificate to show that you guys are married. So I might be looking down because it's a lot of information and I just did a bunch of things down. So yeah, our application was a paper-based application. Right now there is online-based application now, but ours was paper-based. And so my husband paid for the application. I think it was about 1,000, like 1,200, right, or 1,400. Yeah, they're about Canadian dollars, and he paid that, and he downloaded the form, and then he sent it to me. There was a part where he had to fill as well, and I also had to fill my part. So the form took us about, honestly, like almost 2 months, about 2 months to fill. We started filling in August and we finished filling end of September. So yeah, I had my part to fill and he had his part to fill as well. And honestly, I would say that the form is like the most important part because it represents you. You're not going to be there. So this is what they need to see. They don't need to see. They're not going to see you physically ever. It is just going to be your form and everything you put in the form that would determine if your application is going to be approved or not. So you want to take your time to fill everything properly, dot all your I's and cross all your T's properly. So yeah, so that took us about 2 months, and in the form there were so many things. Like there was a part where they asked about my family, my siblings, where they've traveled to, where my family has traveled to, if they've ever been denied, and all of that. I had to include their passport data page and all of that. I think birth certificates. I think my parents' marriage certificates as well. Yeah, I think I included that. Then there was a part where, I needed to include my police clearance to be sure that I've not committed any crime in Nigeria or another country, or maybe the FBI looking for me and all of that. Then yeah, I included that. I went to Alagbon. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are familiar with this. I went to Alagbon to do that, and I think I paid about 5,000 naira for this. I think it costs more now. Like I heard it costs about 40,000 naira now to get that done. I think I paid 5K. So I did that. Then there was another thing. There's a particular passport specification for the application for PR. there's a particular size of passports that is required. So I think I did mine from Studio 24 on the island. I can't remember how much I did it, but it was quite cheap. I think less than 3,000 naira was what I did. But before then, I went somewhere else and those ones just scammed me. They did rubbish for me. Then we had to prove our relationship. So there was a part where they asked how we met. We had to include the date when we first met physically. Chat about the relationship. So if you're someone like me that you're very impulsive, when you guys fight, you just delete the chat, boom, block the person, bas. Like, you need to stop that if you're looking to come through this spousal sponsorship, because you need the chat to prove that your relationship is legit. When you guys first communicated, pictures of us together, we sent them a bunch of like so many pictures. We printed out about, I think, 20 pictures for them. Yeah, about 20 pictures. And then you see all those chats that you think they don't want to see, all those, you understand what I'm trying to say, all those spicy things that you don't want anyone to see. Just to prove that your relationship is genuine, you have to include it. We included it too. Then they asked if our families were aware, if the public was aware, if our friends were aware. There were places like that asked if like the public were aware. So there were places where we had to screenshot like blogs that posted our proposal. Like there was this blog that posted it. I've forgotten it too. Forgotten the name. Forgotten that blog. But we screenshotted comments. Like that particular blog had over 300 comments. We screenshotted it, added it to our application. Yeah, and then our proposal video from the photographer's page, our friends that reposted, we took those pictures, added it to the application just for them to know that the relationship is genuine. Then Ada, Charming, Elan, Mobola, that me. If you guys are seeing this video, I'm so sorry. The part where you guys showed during the proposal, I included the picture. We included the picture. So yeah, just for them to know that our friends are also aware and you guys were there for the proposal. So what else again? Yeah. So yeah, that's about the form. So when I was done filling my form in September, I added every other thing that was needed. I added everything and sent it through DHL to Canada. So when my husband received the package, he added his own part, because he had to fill his own part so that he would be approved for the spousal sponsorship, because he needs to be approved. They need to check that he really earns so amount of money. They need to know that he's above 18. They need to know that he's independent. He's not depending on somebody as well here. They also need to know that he isn't married to anybody else. Yeah. So he filled his own part of the form, added mine to it when he got it, and he sent it to IRCC through. So after he sent it through Canada Post, because like I said, it's a paper-based. Now there's online portal where you can apply online now. So after I sent it in, I think at the end of September, like maybe 30th of September. So there's this thing called AOR, it is acknowledgement of receipt. We were supposed to get an acknowledgement of receipt stating that, like, it means that, oh, we received your application, so your application is with us, we've seen it, you understand, so your processing can start now. But we didn't get that October. But I wasn't bothered because I didn't plan on, that was 2021, I didn't plan on leaving Nigeria until like the end of 2022, because the actual wedding, traditional and white, was supposed to be in June 2022. So I still had like 10 months. So I wasn't really like bothered. I wasn't planning to leave until maybe December 2022. So we didn't get an AOR, and the AOR is supposed to come exactly a month after you mail to them and they get it, you understand? So we didn't get anything like that. I couldn't be bothered. Then October came, November, December, I didn't get anything. Honestly, like, a part of me started getting worried because I wasn't sure if they received our application or not. So like I said earlier, your application, you don't want to make a mistake. You want to cross all your T's and dot all your I's properly, because a single mistake, such as wrong signature, you not signing somewhere can make them return your application. And imagine someone that has waited like me. I waited from like October to December. I didn't get anything. Imagine them returning my application in December that, oh, you didn't sign properly somewhere, you understand? So you don't want to make a mistake. That's why I said you need to like take your time. If it's going to take you 2 months, 3 months, you're not rushing anywhere. You need to like fill your application forms properly. So come January 2022, I think some days to my birthday, like 6 days to my birthday, I was just in the washroom and then I just got an email, Government of Canada. I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm getting an email. And then I opened it and then I saw biometric requests or something like that. Yeah. And then I was so shocked because I didn't get an EUR, my husband didn't get spousal, what's that thing called? Spousal sponsorship approval. He didn't get anything as well. I was so shocked. I sent him the email that see what I saw, and it was a good one for us because that's more like skipping so many steps that everybody would experience, and mine was just straight to biometrics. So I booked my biometrics with VFS online. I booked my biometrics with VFS, and you can't just work into VFS like right now. You have to book online. So I booked online for February, and then I went in for my biometrics, and I printed out the biometric request form because you need to show them that you were really asked to do your biometrics. So I printed that with my passport. I went with that. I did everything, and that was it. It was really, really smooth. Like there was no hassle, there was no problem at all. Then I went home, and normally the application takes about 12 months, like from when you submit your application to when you get approved. Everything takes like 12 months. Even on the website, then it was like 12 months. So that was one of the reasons why we actually started from 2021, so that even if it was going to take a year, my application would have gotten approved by the end of 2022. So that was why we actually started early. And most people usually get updates like every 2 months or every 3 months. But mine, like after my biometrics, the next month, March, I got medical requests. I was so shocked because I wasn't expecting it. It was like exactly a month after my biometrics request, and I got medical requests. So I had to book online. And honestly, this is like one of the hardest parts of this application, because you'll be shocked to know how much people are living in Nigeria. Everywhere was booked, and there are only 2 centers where you can get your medicals done: IOM and Q Life. So IOM was completely booked. When I was checking in March, I could not get a slot until April. And biometrics, and when your biometrics request comes and your medical request comes, there's usually a 30 days timeline. So both the biometrics and the medicals usually come with like a 30 days timeline. So it means that you need to book either of the 2 appointments before that 30 days lapses. So now that medicals gave me serious issues because we could not find an appointment date. Everywhere was booked. IOM Lagos was booked. I didn't want to go to Abuja with everything that was even happening in the country. I was so scared of even traveling there. So I just had to like put some calls through. I had to talk to somebody, like an uncle, and then he found someone for me that helped me book the Q Life Lagos Lekki. So I went there. When I got there like I think 6 in the morning, and I think they didn't give me a particular time to come. They just told me to come early. So I got there early. I got there as early as I left home around 6, and I got there around let's say maybe like 8 or before 8 or something. I can't really remember. But I got there really early, and I already met like where I sat alone. I already met like maybe 60. I met like 60 people already, like that early, and I heard that some people were still coming because they already like had like their time. So I sat where the people for Canada were supposed to sit. There were some people for America. I think there were UK people too. So I waited. Everybody was going in to pay. I think I paid about 46,500 for the medicals. So when it was my turn, they gave me like a couple of, I don't know, they were cards. They were different colors. So when you drop every color, it means that you've passed every stage. So there were different tests to do. There was one where they checked for TB, there was blood check, they did HIV, I think syphilis, a couple of stuff. Then there was one where they did urinalysis, and yeah, then they have to check our vitals and all of that. Check your eyes, your if you can see clearly, they'll cover one eye, close one eye, all those kind of stuff. And yeah, I did everything, and I went home, and then the wait started again. So yeah, nothing for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I just got another notification, pre-arrival notice, and I didn't even know what this meant. So I went on YouTube to check what pre-arrival meant, and honestly, all the things I saw just made me so happy. Like, everybody was saying that, oh, pre-arrival means that everything has been checked, your eligibility status has been checked, your medicals passed. And so after I was done with my medicals, yeah, there was something I didn't mention. So after I did my biometrics, I was able to link my application online. So I linked it with my name and UCI number. Yeah, I linked it with that. That came with my biometrics, I think. Yeah, so I was able to link it, and yeah. So for the medicals, I did my medicals, and on my application, now that I already linked it, I could check like the progress of my application. So I saw that, oh, my application is like at this level. Do you understand? So I saw that, okay, I passed my medicals, they were checking my eligibility and all of that. So then I already mentioned when I got my pre-arrival. So I got my pre-arrival, and pre-arrival simply means that everything is going on fine, and they're preparing you to come to Canada. They are telling you, we can't wait to see you, we can't wait to have you in Canada, and all of that. So, and then our relationship is genuine. They already checked our relationship was genuine, and yeah, so that was it. So after pre-arrival, I got my pre-arrival in March. I started waiting, and then in April I got the golden email. And once you get it, that is just it. That is like the email that everybody just wants to get. That is the passport request. So I got my passport request on the 20th of April. Yeah, on the 20th of April 2022, I got my passport request. And now that I already got my passport request, meaning that I was going to submit my passport to VFS. And now, because of COVID, a lot of things has changed. You don't get to go and submit your passport to VFS anymore. You can't work in there, so you're going to courier it yourself. So my visa office was Ghana, so I was going to send my passport to Ghana myself. So there were some things that, okay, so when I got the passport request, there were some things that I needed to fill: my eyes, the color of my eyes, my name, and what else? Yeah, that was it. And then I needed to attach passport photographs that I took in within 6 months. Yeah, so I needed to go and take passports again from Studio 24. I did that, packaged everything, and straight to UPS. I got the passport request on 20th, and I went to submit my passport on the 22nd. So I submitted. I can't remember how much I paid, but yeah, they sent. So the money was for sending it and sending it to Ghana and bringing it back to me. Not everything was going smoothly. Like, I was getting updates like back to back every month. Like, I already assumed that now that I'm submitting my passport this April, now I was going to get another update in May. Like, max, my passport will be back to me in May. But yeah, so they told me that it was going to take 4 to 6 weeks before I get my passport back. So I sent it, paid for everything, and then I started waiting. Then end of April, I didn't hear anything. Okay, the only thing I heard was because I sent through UPS. So after, they gave me 2 tracking numbers, the one from within Lagos that is going to Ghana, and then the next one was going to be when it is back to Lagos and coming to me, so I could track like that. So I got a notification. When I tracked, I saw that, okay, maybe Mr. Richard already picked up. One VFS, Mr. Richard already picked up from UPS. That was the first, that was the last thing I heard. I didn't hear anything all through April, first week of May, nothing. like second week, I didn't hear anything, and then I started getting worried because we already assumed that, oh, my application is so fast and all of that. I already like made up my mind that I was going to be going to Canada with my husband when it comes for the wedding, and they'll be going back in July. So we already booked flights in May, and then I didn't hear anything, and the flight was for July, so I was getting worried. And again, we're supposed to go to honeymoon. We're supposed to go to Ghana for our honeymoon, so I needed my passport back, and it was already May, and we were going to Ghana, I think, after the wedding. The wedding was supposed to be sometime in June, so I was getting worried because I needed my passport back, because we had made reservations for all the places we're going to, and I didn't want the money to waste because of me. So I started getting worried, and April, May, then I got a notification that, okay, they received my passport in IRCC, Ghana, and all of that. And one good thing about VFS is that they will be giving you updates. So I got that email. I was very happy. So they told me that it's been dispatched out to the IRCC office. I got that one, and then nothing else again, nothing at all. And then sometime first week in June, I just got another notification. The application has been approved. That was a good one, but I needed my passport back. So nothing else again. And then I started getting really worried because I was supposed to go to Ibadan for like a week to my wedding. I was supposed to be in Ibadan already, and I needed to go with my passport because now that my application has been approved, I knew that my passport was going to be back in Lagos anytime soon, and my wedding was just in like 10 days after I got that email. So, and nobody can receive that your passport for you. Nobody can take for you because you need to show them. So nobody can receive your package for you. You have to be there to collect it yourself, because you have to even sign. You have to show a document that shows that you are the one. And I think we got that document from VFS. Like, it had my picture on it, so nobody could receive it for me. And I needed to be in Ibadan for my wedding, for the white wedding and trad. And this was like 10 days to my wedding already. So I was getting really worried. I was always waiting that, okay, I'll get a notification that my passport is back in Lagos. And then I think on the 7th of June, I got a notification that my passport was in Lagos. I was so happy. I checked for UPS number. So they showed me Shige. I called UPS. Nobody was answering. Like, there was nobody I didn't call. And then 8, nothing, 9, nothing. On the 10th of June, I said no, like, I wasn't going to wait anymore. I took a cab to VFS Bagada, the head office. I went there, I met someone at the front desk, and then I told the man that, oh, like, I needed to travel and I need my passport, like ASAP. And I heard that I got a notification that my passport was in Lagos already. The man said, oh, that the dispatch rider just left with my passport, with my package. Oh my God, like, I was so worried because I needed to be in Ibadan. So the man now said, okay, you can do me a favor and give me the number of the dispatch rider, that if, and this was around 10 a.m. that if I don't get like any call from the dispatch rider by 12 or 1, I should give the man a call. So I think 12:30, because I didn't get the call. I went back home 12:30. I didn't even get any call from the man, and I just called him. The man shouted at me. That's why I'm the reason why they were calling me. Oh God, I'll never forget. So I'm the reason why everybody has been calling me that I should wait my turn and all of that. I said, okay, sir, no problem, I'll wait. And I already planned on going to Ibadan on this day. I already packed all my things for the wedding, and then the man came around 1 exactly. And then when he saw me, he didn't even stop shouting at me. He just said, what is there in the package? That I just signed, collected my package, and went upstairs. And then I saw my passport stamped. And then I saw my passport stamped. It had my COPR, that's confirmation of my permanent residence form. So I saw that day, and honestly, I'm going to attach a video. I was screaming. Oh my God. My sister was screaming too. Like, when we saw it, we were screaming. I was so happy. So the next day I went to Ibadan. The next week was my wedding. We went for honeymoon, and then when it was time for my husband to leave for Canada, I packed my bags and I was ready to leave with him, because honestly there was nothing I was going to be doing in Nigeria again. Everybody was even asking me, sorry, let me interpret that in English, like, what do you want to be waiting for? You're married, you don't want to be in your parents' house again, so just be going. So I went through Air France and I landed in Canada. So when I landed, they cancelled my visa because the visa was a one-time entry visa. So they cancelled it instantly, and the immigration lady that cancelled my visa told me, "Oh, welcome to Canada. You're now a permanent resident." I was so happy because you don't become a permanent resident until you land. So when you get your COPR, I think you have 1 year timeline for you to enter Canada. So even though my application was approved in Nigeria, it didn't make me a permanent resident. So I had to land in Canada first before I'm confirmed as a permanent resident of Canada. Do you understand? So until I landed and they cancelled my visa before they now told me, oh my God, that's like the best news I've ever heard in my life. When the lady said, "Oh, you're now a permanent resident of Canada." God, I was so happy. Anyway, so she told me that my PR card was going to come in 3 weeks, and so with the PR card, you get to travel in and out of Canada without any visa. The flex, yeah. So my PR card not come in 3 weeks, so it came in like 2 months when I was already in Canada. I got it in October. Yeah, I got my PR card in October. I think October 11th. That was when I got my PR card. So I would say that my whole application took about 7 months. Yeah, about 7 months from when they received to when my application was approved. 7 months. So yeah, that's the end of my story. So if there's anything you want to know, things I didn't include, there are other ways of coming into Canada, not just this spousal route. There's work permit, there is the express entry, there is the student. There's so many ways of coming into Canada. So if there is anything you would like me to maybe talk about, make a video about, I would be glad if you can just drop the comments in the comment section, and I would love to answer. That brings me to the end of my story, and I hope you like this video. Don't forget to share, subscribe, send to your friends. Someone might be learning one or two things, because a lot of people are looking to jackpot. So if you already have a Canadian bobo or a Canadian baby that you're dating and you're looking to like go through the spousal sponsorship, so you might learn one or two things from here. And if you're looking to go to any country, relocate to any country, be it UK, Canada, Australia, anywhere it might be, I pray that God makes your journey perfect. I pray that He makes it seamless without any hassle. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.